there. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here and very privileged to be a design lecturer at TU Dublin, where I get to work with lots of creative learners from lots of different backgrounds and walks of life. I am also a UX designer, predominantly in financial services over the past few years. So I have worked on products that have helped homeowners who are struggling to pay their mortgage, and I have worked on products that have helped banks manage repossessed properties. So I am considering the ethical duality maybe of my contributions. Victor Papanak in his book, Design for the Real World, calls on designers to consider the potential for harm in the products and services that we are designing, which is what I'm here to talk about. So examples like Strava in 2017, when they unwittingly exposed the secret locations of military bases and the unintended usage or malicious usage of tracking apps by stalkers. Grindr in 2018, who disclosed the HIV status of users to several third parties, all facilitated by the design of the system. Then well-documented examples of Meta, who have, I guess, preyed on vulnerable groups of people with predatory advertising campaigns. And again, maybe designers being part of that system that has facilitated that. In the context of AI, the damage can scale. Joy Bulamwini found this when the facial recognition software she was working with didn't recognize her dark face because not enough dark faces were fed into the training set for the algorithm, which is replicated at scale in contemporary generative AI with racial and gender bias represented in an imagining of fast food workers on the left and politicians on the right. Cathy O'Neill describes these AI systems that damage at scale, that lack transparency as weapons of mass destruction. And they take real life or real world biases, so in a Western context with job applicants with English sounding names being 3 times more likely to get a job interview than candidates with Muslim sounding names. And they hard bake these into decisioning tools, automated decisioning tools like HireView's interview screening product, which predicts the desirability of candidates during job interviews and has the potential for, has been accused of bias. Then all these decisions now that will be made about our futures in financial services, with credit decisions being made, Apple credit card being accused of gender bias when deciding the credit limits of males versus females, in health insurance with smart plans now offering free smart devices so they can track all this data and feed it into decisions about our health insurance policy and underwriting, or super scary in law enforcement with NYPD's DigiDog or their surveillance bot, which again uses these facial recognition systems and decisioning tools to make decisions about policing. Design advocates like Sasha Costanza-Chock advocates for genuine diverse hiring policies to mitigate against these biases and exclusionary design practices. And then people like Mike Monterio in his book Ruined by Design, he advocates for ethics to be a core component in design education, and he actually calls out the chronic lack of ethical considerations in design education. He cites lots of examples as well where staff have pushed back on company policies where they feel the products and services that they're working on have the potential to cause more harm for good, Microsoft being an example here. And he calls for a code of ethics, like a Hippocratic oath for designers, with self-reflection being part of that code of conduct, which I guess we're kind of doing here this evening, which is really, really good. If you are interested in these topics, myself and my friend Clodagh run a virtual book club every month. Our January book is Joy Bulamwini's Unmasking AI. And the Technological University of Dublin are launching a new postgraduate diploma in digital design. It starts in January. Applications close on December 11th. It is free if you are unemployed, and it is 90% funded if you are self-employed or in employment. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Niamh.